You're listening to the ADHD Support Talk Radio podcast. ADHD Support Talk is brought to you by addclasses.com. Visit www.addclasses.com and sign up for free webinars and online events today.
Hello, welcome back to ADHD Support Talk Radio. I'm your co-host, Lynn Idris, and I'm a productivity and ADHD coach, so I empower professionals to take control of their time and their lives so they can fulfill their potential and have more time and energy for what matters most to them. You can learn more about me, what I do, the programs and services I offer at www.coachingadvantages.com. And when you text the keyword HACK, H-A-C-K, to the number 33777, I'll send you my 7 foolproof productivity hacks to help you add hours of free time to your weeks by investing just a few smart minutes each day. Well, today I have with me the podcast founder and my co-host, Tara McGillicuddy. Welcome, Tara.
Hey, I'm so happy to be back.
Or I should say welcome back, right?
Yes.
Well, we're heading into ADHD Awareness Month. So for our listeners who might not know, October is ADHD Awareness Month. And Tara, you have put on the most incredible event. We're going to talk about that today. But before we jump into that, tell our listeners a little bit about you, where they can learn more about you and all that good stuff.
Well, my name is Tara McGillicuddy. I'm a woman with ADHD, and I also offer support resources for adults with ADHD and other resources to help people shift their energy and lead happier lives. You can learn more about me and find my resources at taramcgillicuddy.com.
Awesome. So for those who don't know, every year Tara puts on this, I don't know how you do it all, but Tara puts on this event. It's the annual ADHD Awareness Expo. And this is the 12th year that Tara has been coordinating and putting on this event. It's amazing. If you've never attended, you've got to check it out. Incredible resources, no matter what it is, whether you have ADHD yourself and you need help with particular challenges, you know someone with ADHD, which odds are really, really, really good that you know someone with ADHD, whether you realize it or not. Love someone with ADHD, support someone with ADHD, work with someone, teach someone with ADHD. It's all there for you. Tell our listeners a little bit about how the expo got started.
Well, I've always been involved. I've been involved in ADHD awareness campaigns and everything since the first ADHD Awareness Day. I believe it was in 2004. And ADHD Awareness Day went to ADHD Awareness Month. Originally, it was in September, and then I don't know when they switched it to October. But going back in 2010, I was doing some volunteering for ADA, the Attention Deficit Disorder Association. I think I just said the words wrong. And I was volunteering at a health and fitness expo in Boston with somebody else for ADHD. And we were talking, I'm like, we could turn this into like a virtual thing for ADHD. And so we decided to do this. This was like over the summer. And then I think that year, ADHD Awareness Month was still in September. So we decided to do it. We worked together. So that's how it started out, because I've always done things online. It was, okay, let's take an existing type of idea, which was a health and fitness expo, and let's turn this into an ADHD expo. And then 12 years later, it's totally changed over the years. But here we are 12 years later, and I had no idea it would last this long.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. And it provides such incredible resources to people who need it. So tell our listeners a little bit about what they have to look forward to this year. What's it about?
This year, I've always done sessions for people live, or no, they were never live, pre-recorded sessions that people could watch at any time. Last year, I decided kind of last minute after the expo had already started to do Zoom live networking sessions. Because I was at some type of other event that I was at, a Zoom event. They broke people into the breakout rooms. And I thought, wow, this is a really interesting idea. I could do this with the ADHD Expo. So I started that last year. I decided in the middle of the expo, so not everyone had enough time, or the speakers didn't really have enough time to prepare to come. So I think you came, a few other people.
I did pop
speakers
into
came.
one, yeah.
Yeah. But so this year I decided to schedule 3 of them ahead of time, invite the speakers, and I'd say a lot of the speakers, majority have signed up to actually come. So this year, not only you're going to be broken into breakout sessions to meet other attendees, you have a really good chance of meeting and interacting with some of the speakers too. And let's see, I have 3 of them set up. The first one is Sunday, October 3rd at 4:00 p.m. Eastern time. So that's New York time. The second one is Monday, October 11th, which I think is a holiday for some people. So, and that's at 12 p.m. Eastern time, noon time. And then October 17th, which is a Sunday, it's at 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I've tried to schedule them where, because we have people from all over the world. I mean, the majority of the people from the United States and Canada, but we have people from all over the globe that join these. So I tried to schedule them where most time zones could at least attend one of them.
Good, that's awesome. And if you don't know, the event lasts the entire month of October. So it starts October 1st. And tell our listeners a little bit about the format. I think if I remember correctly, and I may not, because, I just may not, but originally these were audio sessions, right? Way back when. Or am I making that up?
I think they may have been at the very beginning, but they've always been video sessions. But what I used to do is I used to interview the guests.
Okay.
I get on, I pre-record, I interview, I had to do my hair, makeup, and all that. And then I think it was back in 2018, I was just exhausted. And I'm like, oh, I know, it's a year before. I had like 3 or 4 different people that Zoom just wouldn't work when we were recording it, technological issues. I had a few people just say, hey, why don't I just pre-record it and send it to you? And I'm like, wow, that is so easy. So I think in 2018, I shifted. So it's just the person presenting, and you have to hear me. I mean, I'll do my own video, but for me, it's the content that's more important, not necessarily me being one to interview. So it's been video since I think the second one in 2011, but we actually extended the videos. In past years, they've been like 10 minutes long or 15 minutes long. This year, they're like 20 to 30 minutes long. So people get a little bit more content than they had in past years.
I think it's going to be fabulous. So it's an entire month of some of the top ADHD experts and personalities from all over the world, giving you all of this content, all of this knowledge, all of this information, and all of these strategies, and it's all free. It doesn't cost you a penny to register and benefit from the content. And what I always like about it is it's like I think some of these kinds of events, you can feel like you're drinking from a fire hose a little bit, because you've only got like 24 hours to catch the ones that you're interested in. And that's one of the things that I really like about how you run this event, is people can take their time and digest. That's
one of the huge differences from most of the telesummits, online summits, online events, is the majority of those, the sessions are put out there and you have 24 hours to listen. With this, some of the sessions you have a full month to listen to. What I'm doing is, it's going to start on Friday, October 1st, and there'll be 5 sessions that are put out. And then you can watch those until it ends on the 31st. And then Tuesdays and Fridays throughout October, I don't know if it's going to go through I don't think I have enough videos to go the entire month of October, but I'm going to release new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays for the first few weeks in October, and people can watch those. Like, they can watch them again and again. And there will be an upgrade package. So for people who said, oh, I like this, or I didn't hear about it until the 31st,
right,
or just want to, watch them and listen again and again, there will be an affordable upgrade package too, where you get not only this year's sessions, but some of the previous year's sessions. There's a ton of sessions in the VIP upgrade package, but I don't really push that. Like, I don't do a hard sell on that.
Right.
But, if people want it, they have that.
I always think those kinds of things are a great option, because I don't know about you. Everybody learns differently. Everybody processes differently. I am definitely like an auditory processor,
Yep.
but I do know that when I listen to things, a lot of times, the second time, the third time,
Yes.
and sometimes, many times later, something will hit me just slightly differently, or I'll be in a better place, maybe mentally or whatever, to hear it the way in
Yes.
another way. And that can be really helpful. I go back through the information that I save, those kinds of things. So that upgrade package is really cool.
Yeah.
One of the things I really like too, and I know that Zoom networking sessions I think are probably more popular, but I have always liked, you have like a chat room feature on the Expo page. So when you register, you can chat with people.
Yes. Yeah, and that's,
I really like that. I don't
yeah.
know. I can answer people's questions. I can just
Yeah.
kind of connect with people, and a little here,
And
a little there
that's
while my
like,
husband's watching
that's
football. Or
yeah, that's been different over the years. It's
Yeah.
ebbed and flows. Some years, like people are in that chat room, they love it. Other years, and it's a text-based chat room. And I think people going back, 10 years ago knew what it was. This year, I don't know, it's different. Some years, and I think the years I scheduled the sessions, like one would be released at 11 a.m., another would be released at 1 p.m. This year, I just released all 5 sessions at like noon. So it's great. You can go in there when there's people in there. I think I did scheduled things, but I think people really liked the Zoom. I think last year we did it, and it was, the middle of COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And people needed that connection. And I know a lot of people were zoomed out by last October, but it was it wasn't just sitting watching Zoom and it was, it was like kind of like speed dating in a sense, where you're put into a room with a small group of people, 10 people or less, and you have 20 minutes to talk, to connect. So, it's good. That's the thing. You can make life-changing connections, not just from watching and listening to the speakers, the experts, but other people who are going through similar types of things as you. And I think last year, those networking sessions were a lifesaver for a lot of people, because we were so isolated at that point. I mean, the world had just started opening back up, but we were still isolated.
Yeah.
It was still
crazy. And I think a lot of us still are.
Yeah.
Right. In different ways. And I think that's often a concern for many of us with ADHD anyway. Even if you don't feel isolated in your life in general.
Yeah.
So many of us, I hear this all the time, there are just not a lot of people around you that really get what you're dealing with. And to be among people who really get you and can really understand and empathize with what you're going through really can be a game changer for a lot.
You'll say something, and if you said it in front of a group of regular people or neurotypical, whatever the right word is, you might be embarrassed, or if you say something in front of a person with ADHD, it's like, oh my God, I get it. I understand. I feel I feel connected. I don't feel as alone anymore.
Absolutely. It can be really powerful. There definitely is a lot of power in being around people that understand you. Awesome. So any hints you want to give us on who we can expect to see and what some of the topics might be this year?
Yeah, one of the ones, we have Alan Brown, how to get your email to inbox zero. And one of the differences from this year with the videos is in past year, they were just pretty much talking head video where the person's face is on the video. This year, I gave the experts the choice of different videos. So Alan's got like a PowerPoint type thing incorporated in his video, which actually showing you the step-by-step how to do the inbox zero. I mean, so that's something new and different. We have the pumpkin spice principle from Brendan Mahan, I think I said his name wrong. I mean, that to me just, something new and different. I haven't watched all the way through his session yet, but I think that's going to be some great stuff. Terry Matlin's back. She used to be a presenter, and then for whatever reason, she took a few years off. So she's back. Managing your ADHD with wisdom from your body from Elizabeth Brink. That's something new and different. And then we have, productivity, motivation. So we have a lot of different stuff. And I do have some surprise guests, some surprise topics that I haven't announced yet. So definitely there's going to be more than just the people that are listed on the page right now. There's going to be quite a few more. They're going to be joining us through the month.
Well, that's fun. That's really fun.
Yeah.
And the link will be on our podcast page. Do you want to give out the URL?
Yeah, just ADHDexpo.com.
There you go. There it is. Anything else you want to share?
Oh, we also have the goodie bag, which we've had
yeah.
every year. I mean, I don't know how I forget to talk about that, and where some of the speakers have donated tools and that you get, and that's something free, but you do need to register for it. But that's something that will be sent out at the end of the expo, like a closing gift when you leave the expo, so to say, on October 31st is when you'll receive that. But you do need to sign up for that once you're inside the expo area.
Awesome.
I'm sure I forgot something, or by the time, I launch the expo or halfway through it, I'm sure I'll add something else. We do have contests too. There's so much going on.
It is. Yeah. It's a lot.
And I'm very creative. So usually, like, by the time I'm done doing the basic part of I shouldn't say basic, the main stuff, I'm like, oh, let's add this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. I always enjoy this event. I think it's incredibly helpful. I know the ADHD community, the participants really appreciate all the hard work it takes for you to pull something like this off. I mean, I think probably most of the world has no idea what something like this takes.
Yeah, I think I forget every year until I start like producing it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really involved.
About all this. Right.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's a lot, but I always appreciate participating as a speaker, and I also always appreciate participating as a participant. I enjoy the content and everything as well.
And you'll be attending at least one of the networking sessions,
correct? I will be. Yes, I will. I don't remember which one, but you have it on the email that I got the other day. So you've got me down there. Mm-hmm. It's on my calendar. I'm not gonna. You'll find it.
No, I'm excited, and it's getting so close to it. I'm really excited. I love when it launches and people email me and tell me how much it's helped them, because when you have ADHD, we can focus on the negative, because every year there's some type of technological glitch. No matter what you do, when you do some type of online event, there's something where people will write in and about their frustrations, but people also write in and tell me how life-changing is the positive. So when I hear that, it's like, okay, this is worth it. The people that I help, and people do say it's life-changing. I mean, that wasn't just like a marketing tactic for me to put up there. That is something people have written and said.
And that's when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? You're making a difference in people's lives. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate it. I know the rest of the ADHD community really appreciates it. I hope our listeners enjoy it this year. Make sure you register,
www.adhdexpo.com.
There you go. So thank you so much, Tara. Anything else you want to share with our listeners before
I think that's it. I think the expo is enough. I'm kind of getting tired talking. Yeah. And I'm like, there really is a lot involved. No wonder I'm exhausted and have no social life right now.
This too shall pass, right? Yes. And it will be worth it for
it
all
will
of us.
be.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for doing this every year. Thank you all for your attention as always. We really appreciate you. If you want to keep connected and join us in the ADHD Support Talk Facebook community, we always love to have you. I hope I'll see every single one of you, literally see you at the Expo networking events on Zoom. But I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, Tara.